obstacles that LGBT people have to navigate
is coming out.
a process that is extremely different for every person who undertakes it.
And having emotions that are so hard to understand, much less describe them to someone else.
I'm here today to talk about my experience coming out as a member of the LGBT community.
But just to be clear, these emotions do not reflect everyone's coming out experience.
These definitely just speak to my story and nobody else's.
This is just a small glimpse into what the coming out experience is like.
So before coming out, I really had a lot of problems with myself.
I was holding back a part of myself because I was scared about telling others about who I was.
I was terrified about coming out even though I had really amazing, supportive friends and family.
I was depressed. I felt so vulnerable anywhere I went because I couldn't be myself. I couldn't be who I was in my own body.
I definitely felt like I was invisible.
And I felt stuck.
I felt like an ally, but that almost label didn't feel right.
I always had my guard up and I really never wanted anyone to be able to figure it out.
And then I got to college and I realized, no, these feelings are real and these are my feelings.
It didn't really help that the religion I grew up in decided to tell me that it was the equivalent of being an adulterer if I liked guys.
I grew up in a Catholic education, and while I appreciate it every day, I think that it produced some internalized homophobia or biphobia.
While in the process of coming out, I was scared. I was nervous.
And definitely worried about what all my friends and family were going to think.
I was annoyed that I was so anxious about sharing who I am. I wish I didn't have to think about it so much.
And kind of felt like it was something I shouldn't have to say, and yet it was.
I feel like the process took forever,
Which it did.
and yet it never ends.
After coming out, I had a lot of mixed emotions. I felt free.
I felt uncomfortable.
I felt safe.
But yet still invisible.
I felt like I was myself for the first time in my life.
And yet, I still wish that there was a guidebook to being gay.
Because I felt like my life had to be a statement.
And the truth is that coming out never really stops.
I've had to come out 1,000 times since then.
And each time is still as nerve-wracking as the first time.
Every new person I meet is a new person to decide
Whether to be my true self with them.
or hide who I am.
But every time I do, I feel like there is a weight lifted off my shoulders.
Each and every day,
I
move closer to discovering who I am.
By being more open and honest
with myself and with others.